Bentornati nell'8º episodio. Oggi ripartiamo dalla biblioteca. Eravamo rimasti che dovevamo andare a parlare con Solas. Quindi proseguiamo.
Wait, that room wasn't there before. I don't think.
Infatti questa stanza non c'era.
Therefore, Harding must have put my pack here. It makes
Bello.
sense. Better place to sleep than the infirmary. Guess I can spare a few moments to unpack my things.
Svuotiamo lo zaino. Posiziona, quindi dobbiamo mettere le cose nella stanza.
Varric and his life lessons. I asked him how we were supposed to stop Solus, and he gave me this. Take a long, hard look in it, kid. It'll always show the face of a hero who can get it done.
Ok, quindi opzioni sulle cicatrici. Esamina le opzioni relative alle cicatrici, scegliene una, concludere la conversazione. Stesso sull'identità di genere. Ci sto lavorando, ma chi sono? Bello vedere chi sono. Quindi questo afferma l'identità transgender. Ok. E quello delle cicatrici invece? Niente in particolare, solo parla di cicatrici, quindi smettiamola con lo specchio.
If I'm the
Ciao
one who's got
Derico.
to get it done, I should stop admiring myself and get to work.
Ciao Derico, è duro.
Every time I look at this, I can hear that little girl thanking me for saving her village from Darkspawn. She said that since the Grey Wardens didn't have griffins anymore, I could have hers. If I hadn't been there, I'd never have met Varric. And never had to deal with the First Warden complaining I ignored orders.
Ho fatto la scelta giusta, assolutamente.
It doesn't matter what the First Warden thinks. There's a little girl alive today because I attacked instead of waiting for reinforcements.
Assolutamente, cioè, niente dubbi sulle cose fatte in passato da lui. Bravo.
A peddler gave me this after I saved his caravan from bandits. He told me nobles think of ruling like a game of chess, that each move determined what mark humanity will leave on the world.
Agli dei non importerà, cioè lui adesso è concentrato su quello che succede in questo momento.
If we don't stop fighting each other and focus on the real problems, it'll be the gods leaving their mark, not us.
Chissà se queste scelte servono a qualcosa effettivamente poi.
Meditation upon the use of blades. Must have read this thing cover to cover a dozen times during weapons training.
Era dura ma ne valeva la pena.
The
Come
number
abbiamo
of
detto
times I banged my head against this book trying to make the
facciamo
concepts
convinto del
work.
suo passato.
But that training has kept me alive so far. Right. That's better. Now, how do I connect to Solus? Just sleep or relaxing? Maybe if I clear my mind.
Medita, ok, meditiamo.
Back so soon. It must have been worse than I had thought.
Hello, Dreadwolf.
Ah, but perhaps I am mistaken. You may be here to correct me, to tell me that my concerns were unfounded. Did I overstate the danger?
Beh, qui direi di no. Ciao, ha ragione.
No? It appears to be just about as bad as you said.
How unfortunate for you.
I need to know what the gods are planning.
You are asking for knowledge no mortal in this world is privy to. If I am to share it with you, I need to know what makes you the right person to lead the fight against Algernon and Gillenane.
Beh, allora, nessuna di sti tre. Però ho interrotto il rituale, alla fine è colpa. Il motivo siamo noi.
I stopped you, didn't I?
You disrupted the ritual.
Yeah, I did. Even though I'm nowhere near as powerful as you.
Your plan is to tell me how powerful you aren't?
Back in the Grey Wardens, I was with a group of recruits outside this village dealing with the Darkspawn incursion. Our orders were to wait for
È vero,
reinforcements,
comunque è
but we
quello.
knew that by the time they arrived,
Il ruolo
everyone in that
nostro è...
village would be dead.
So you led your team of recruits in anyway, collapsing the tunnel and saving the village.
proprio quello.
How'd you know that?
You helped Varric pursue me for the better part of a year. It would have been foolish not to learn about who was hunting me.
Then you know that powerful opposition doesn't frighten me. I find a way to get the job done whatever it takes.
I suppose I was not so different when I started.
Started what?
My rebellion against the Evanuris. The elven gods, as you call them. They wish to reclaim their dominion over this world. To accomplish that, they will need two things. First, the Blight. What exists in this world is a bare fragment of its power. The rest is imprisoned, until they release it.
Qui facciamo un po' di domande, direi.
I don't understand. Elganon and Gillenane were elves like you, right? Why would they want to blight the world?
It is my fault. As the Dread Wolf, I was a thorn in their side. When my efforts weakened their grasp on the elven people, they grew frustrated, then desperate.
And turned to the blight.
Once the corruption took hold of them, they were blind to its horror. It was just another source of power for them. Now they would blight the world without hesitation, and call us backward and foolish for opposing them.
The rest of the blight is imprisoned? There's more than what's in the world already?
Yes. Centuries ago, the Magisters of Tevinter opened my prison. A tiny fragment of the blight escaped. That fragment grew beneath the earth, and led to the blights that have swept across the world. However terrible the blight is now, it is a mere fraction of what we will see if its full power is unleashed.
The blight didn't escape with the gods?
Elganon and Gillenane escaped largely empty-handed, fortunately. Most of the blight is still trapped in the prison I created ages ago.
So what we saw at that village, that's them not at full strength?
Correct.
Allora li fermeremo.
Then we shut down whatever they need to do to free the blight.
They will need to pierce the veil to reach the blight's prison. My lyrium dagger is one of the few artifacts capable of doing so.
We've already recovered it from the ritual site.
Excellent. Then they will have to make their own. That will give you time.
You said the gods needed two things, and the blight is the first. What's the second?
Followers. They have called themselves gods. And what is a god without worshippers to sing their praises?
You think they want the elves back? I don't think the elven people will bend a knee to blighted murderous monsters.
Agreed. Elganon and Gillenane care little for the elves. They will find worshippers among those hungry for power. Tyrants and bullies. The cruel and the corrupt, who fear their own vulnerability and seize any chance to feel strong. If you hunt them, they will lead you to Elganon and Gillenane.
E qui andiamo di... Grazie.
Thank you. I'll go poke at the cruel and the corrupt, and we'll see what we find.
The Veravas, the lighthouse Soluvian, can take you anywhere, if you master its secrets. Have you done so?
Not yet, but we've got one of the Veil Jumpers working on it. She'll get it sorted, and we'll see how it goes.
Yes. I suppose we will. And when you speak with Varric, please tell him that I regret what happened.
Ok, 1 minuto e 30 secondi. 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 Ok. Hai ottenuto nuovi aspetti per il tuo guardaroba. Puoi modificare gli aspetti nella tua stanza. Immagino che possiamo cambiare il tipo di vestiti, come si vedono. Esatto. Ok. Annulla. No, voglio vedere le armature nuove quando le trovo. Entra in modalità decorazione. Modifica. Ah, e qui ci potrò mettere cose quando le trovo. Ok. Bene. Ah, parla con Verric.
So Solus told the truth about the gods.
You heard? It's bad, Varric. If you'd seen Demeter's crossing...
The team needs to act fast. And it can't do that with me leading from a bed. You've got to take point on this.
Se questo è quello che vuoi.
I'll get it done.
I never doubted it.
Never mind.
Rook, when I put this team together, what did I look for? A detective to find the Dreadwolf, and a scout to get us the lay of the land. Exactly the
Niv
people
però
he'd expect me to
quando l'ha
recruit.
detto
Disciplined, predictable.
che non si fidava.
And then there's you. Remember when we first met, kid? I watched you lead a few misfit recruits and push back one of the biggest darkspawn hordes I've ever seen.
Just needed to find the right strategy.
And no other warden found it. You stopped that horde. Had to drop a town hall on it, but you've got a knack, kid.
For what?
Finding a way through the wildest shit I've ever seen. With a plan that no one expects. On the best day of his life, Solus wouldn't see you coming, Rook. And don't worry. I'll still be here to talk if you need me.
Solas, diciamo
There
di che
is
cosa ci ha
something.
detto.
Did Nev tell you about me talking to Solus in the Fade?
I had some good arguments with Chuckles back in the day. I can't imagine being stuck with him in my head. But how are you feeling about it?
Ci serve il suo aiuto.
It doesn't matter how I feel about it. We can't stop the gods without what he knows.
And there you go. You don't have to love him to deal with him.
He also asked me to tell you that he regrets what happened. Hurting you, I mean.
Chuckles is sentimental. He could burn the world down, and the thing that would make him cry is a single flower with blackened petals.
Non
When
glielo
I took
chiederei,
over at the
però
ritual site, I
esploriamo un
had to
po' le
make a call
opzioni.
on who came with me to knock over that statue. It was the first decision I made leading this team, and Nev got hurt because of it.
You made a decision with the best information you had. Sometimes you do that, and people end up hurt. Or worse.
What would you have done?
What would I have done? Probably gotten myself killed and failed to stop the ritual if you hadn't stepped in. A good leader isn't someone who never makes mistakes. It's someone who admits when they make one. That's how you earn their trust.
Vediamo l'ultimo.
Demeter's crossing was awful. While we were there, we found one survivor, the mayor.
You sent him to the wardens, right?
Not everyone was happy about my decision. We're just starting out and I'm already losing their trust.
The key to earning the team's trust isn't to only make decisions everyone agrees with. It's showing the team that they can tell you whatever's on their mind, even if they think you're full of crap. And know you'll listen.
Vai.
I'll let you get some rest.
You're gonna be fine, Rook. Hey, one last thing before you go. I've been racking my brain thinking of contacts who might help us with these gods.
You got any ideas?
Nothing. But being a leader isn't about having all the answers yourself. It's about knowing who does. Nev has connections to a whole world that Harding and I barely know. Might be worth talking to her.
Will do. Thanks, Varric.
Anytime.
Ok. Quindi adesso dobbiamo andare a parlare con Niv, probabilmente. questo? Laboratorio. Spettro delle battaglie campione del comando. Elmo del comando. Immagino che questo forziere si sia perso nell'oblio e qualcuno lo abbia portato alla nostra porta. Solo a me sembra che l'armatura sia in qualche modo familiare, come qualcosa indosserebbe un vecchio amico. Arting. E mo lo andiamo a vedere allora. Laboratorio invece. Potenzia il tuo equipaggiamento presso il laboratorio del custode. Trovare un'altra versione di un oggetto esistente o acquistarlo ne aumenta le statistiche e ne sblocca proprietà. Puoi anche potenziare il laboratorio. Devi trovare però qualcosa, dei cimeli, ok. E vabbè, per adesso devo potenziare le cose. Questo. Ah, qui, ok. Qui decori il faro. Vai.
Hey, Nev. Hi, Wisps.
Yeah, they're still here, but you're here for leads. You want allies to go after the gods? I've got places to look, if we can get anywhere but Arlathan.
Valara's working on it. What have you got?
Let's start with the angles we know. The gods are corrupt magic personified. Who do we hire to fight that? First, the Antivan Crows.
You want to fight gods with assassins?
Not just any assassin, their most feared mage killer, the Demon of Virantium.
Infatti.
Working with a feared mage killer doesn't bother you?
If he doesn't have a contract out on me, it's not a problem.
La cosa mi intriga. Credi che andremo d'accordo? Merita la sua reputazione? Merita?
It's a fancy name. Can he back it up?
That's the question. The demon got his nickname taking out blood mages and venatori. From everything I've learned, the reputation was earned. I never uncovered his real name, and there's been fewer stories the last few years, but the Crows would know. I can set a meeting with their bosses.
Ottimo lavoro allora.
This is great. Thanks, Nev.
It's what I'm here for.
You said the crows were first. What's next?
A trip home.
Back to Minrathous.
Capital city and heart of Tevinter. An empire of mages that knows a thing or two about corrupt magic.
Tevinter Authority.
Won't help and can't be trusted, which is why we talk to the Shadow Dragons. They're a resistance group that fights slavers, blood magic, and imperial corruption. They've got eyes and ears everywhere, including mine. If the gods enter the Empire, we might get something. Besides, I owe them an update.
Are they all mages?
Tevinter might prize its mages, but the Shadows accept anyone. We've all got a stake in the cause.
I amici sono i nostri.
These people sound great. I mean, if they're anything like you.
No one's as good as they seem. But they try.
So we talked to the crows in Antiva and the shadow dragons in Minrathous.
I wouldn't mind checking in on my neighborhood either. If Balara's ready for us.
Yeah. Should check how things are going.
Ok, andiamo anche da Bellara prima di chiudere, va?
Almost there. I just have to. Shit! Sorry.
Can I help?
No, I've got it. Mostly. Mirrors are funny things, aren't they? Reflections. They distort reality, no matter what you try. And there's the trick. Control that distortion.
What is that place?
If I had to guess, it's the Fade. Another part of it, I mean.
Didn't Morrigan say this Alluvian could go anywhere? Didn't think that meant elsewhere in the Fade.
She called it the Vir of Us. Freedom of ways. I wonder...
If you have an idea what that place is, Balara, share it. We don't have time to waste.
Some of the older texts talk about a place in the Fade where all the Alluvians meet. A crossroads where you could travel across all of Thedas in just minutes.
Right. We saw something similar when we were chasing Solus. I wonder if it's the same.
It is alike, and it is not.
Attenzione, siamo guerrieri.
I've had enough surprises today, Spirit. Tread carefully.
The wolf's fang. You carry it now. Old paths. A new journey. Through there. I will wait.
Well, can't tell if that's a trap or not. But we're short on options. One way to find out.
And it didn't feel dangerous, you know? Almost more sad.
Facciamo attenzione.
We have no idea what or who they are, so let's be careful. We need to be ready for anything.
And we still don't know what this Alluvian's gonna do. One of us should probably stay behind in case it closes.
Good point.
Just tell us when you're ready to go, Rook, and then we can figure out what's going on.
Ok, perfetto. Io direi allora che interrompiamo qua e poi la prossima volta andiamo nel crocevia e vediamo che cosa succede. Alla prossima.